So I know we talked about the sizes, the different sizes.
Right.
Do you have a good idea what size do you want to start with? What vitolas?
Toro Robusto. Those will be the two sizes.
Do you want both same wrapper?
I still think the Ecuadorian is probably.
So
Yeah,
Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper.
Yes.
For both.
I think that is the palette that.
So what you like.
Yeah.
You know, the best way to share your craftsmanship, your cigars with others is something that you like. They will find people alike, like you. They go, wow, man, I really enjoy it.
It's the ones that I share with people are that's what they like. That Habano seed, you know, like you say, the Ecuadorian sun-grown. That's what they like, and I see that more and more. Not much of the dark Maduro. Not a lot of guys that I see really into those.
And I kind of learned that you hear many times people to go in here. It happens a lot here in the shop. I would like a Maduro. I want a mild Maduro. And I go, okay. And then, just for the heck of it, I show them another cigar, and they take it, and it's not a Maduro. So you realize that it's an easy word to remember, Maduro,
Right.
Maduro. And then people ask for Maduro because that's what they remember. Like when they come in here and they go, do you have a Habano? Do you have a Habano? And I go, no, sir, Habano is an 100% Cuban tobacco cigar. We don't sell Habano.
Right.
So you kind of have to help find your client and help them out to learn your brand.
Right.
So Ecuadorian wrapper and sun-grown wrapper. Because Ecuador also grows Connecticut wrapper, but it's a lot more papery than
Shade
the
grown.
US. Yeah, shade grown. Than the one in the US. For your Robusto, you're thinking mild to medium,
Mild to medium.
mild to medium.
Yes.
And your Toro, medium or medium to full?
Yeah. I don't want to go too full.
So medium to full.
Yeah.
So you want a lot of flavor on the cigar and also strength.
A little bit of strength on the Toro, yes. As you say, like the Robusto, that's what I see most people smoking. That's what they want.
And for now, you will keep the same label for both.
Yes.
Just one
I think that's a
kilo.
smart, probably.
One kilo.
Smart idea.
You're thinking 20 count boxes, 25 count boxes?
25.
25 count boxes? All right.
You have an idea? Is there one easier?
Recently, I would say, I don't know, 7 years ago, the big manufacturers, big brands, they decided to go down to 20.
Okay.
They decided to go down to 20 because it was easier for a customer to repeat buying a box. Having 5 cigars less, and it will lower the price of the box.
Right.
So 25 count is too long to put in a humidor.
Okay.
Now even the trend is going to 20 cigars but going up. And some people on the thicker cigars, they're going 15 cigars going up. So I mean by 5 by 3 or 5 by 4. So when the retailer places a box on his humidor, you're not taking a lot of his space. So they appreciate that.
Okay.
That you got 2 sizes, your Toro and your Robusto, and it takes not half but 3/4 of the space that some other brand would take.
Okay.
So that's something for you to
Did
take
not
into
know that.
consideration.
Did not know that.
Because when we start, we think it's just going to be, to sell in your shop or to sell on your website, and then things start evolving. And if you have someone to share with you from the beginning what is going on, how the industry is going, you will save a lot of, running around and trying to figure out things when you get there.
Right.
When someone says, okay, Jeff, I would like to carry your product. Wow, but it's 25 counts. Those are pretty long boxes. You don't have a smaller, a smaller box. You go, man, I got 1,000 boxes like that already made for 25 counts. So you will save a lot of arrows, and if you are guided correctly in the beginning.
Okay. Perfect.
What brand do you usually smoke?
My father, Romeo Julieta, the pure Nicaragua. I smoke a lot of those.
So you find yourself liking more Nicaragua?
Yes.
Nicaragua?
Yes.
Yeah, they call them the New World.
Right.
The New World because
That's always been what I've gravitated to, is the Nicaraguan. The Dominican sometimes is, I find, a little harsher for me on my palate.
salty, like
Yes,
earthy.
dry, salty. Yeah. And as you just showed me.
There's nothing wrong. You get many people coming in here going, do you have any Dominican? Do you have any Dominican? You have to understand that if someone is from like New York, that New York has a lot of imports from Dominican Republic. If someone is from some part of Europe, then most of the cigars they imports are from Cuba and Dominican Republic.
Right.
His palate is used to, that Dominican tobacco.
Yeah.
But someone that is new, and you can give them the three options: Dominican, what is left of Cuba, and Nicaragua, and he get to compare. A lot of people are leaning into Nicaragua. Nicaragua, to me, is kind of like the brewing industry right now. The craft beer phenomenon that everybody switched to craft beer
Yeah.
because the flavors, the full flavors, the different, the rush of different spices and tones on a beer. So Nicaragua has that. Nicaragua, you can jump from one region to the other, and they're different tobaccos.
Mm-hmm.
In Cuba, yes, the best tobacco grows in Vuelta Abajo, but Vuelta Abajo is like this. If you try to go blend with tobacco from Santiago de Cuba, it's kind of like Dominican tobacco.
Oh, okay.
And so Pinal del Rio, San Luis is the best, that's Vuelta Abajo.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next to it is San Juan. And it's still good, but it's different. But it's too tight, that's it. Nicaragua, Estelí, Condega, Jalapa, Umetepe, Pueblo Nuevo. And there's, I think, 2 or 3 more regions growing fine hemp for handmade cigars, fine tobacco for handmade cigars. So it's, it's infinite the things that you can do with Nicaraguan tobacco. In the beginning, in the beginning, and I still believe the same. I don't think a 100% pure Nicaraguan cigar will work. To me, to my personal opinion, Nicaraguan wrapper and Nicaragua binder, they're not good. They're not.
They just don't work well together,
They
eh?
don't work well. They don't work well.
Now, the Romeo, the blue label Romeo Julietas, they're supposed to be a Nicaraguan puro. That's what they kind of advertise themselves. Now, whether or not that's true or not,
You see that a lot. People saying that, big brands. No, I only use Ecuadorian dark sun-grown. And when you look closely, it's Mexican San Andres.
Yeah.
Mexican San Andres, and we're not going to mention names. So you're smoking a cigar, and it's pretty sweet, full flavor, Mason cigar, and you're trying to think that it's a Ecuadorian wrapper making part of that miracle, and it's not Ecuadorian wrapper. So in your mind, based on what we talked in the past, you want to have everything aligned to pull the trigger.
Right.
And what will really make the deal for you to go forward is finding your producer. Finding your producer, the person who's going to make the cigar.
Yes. That way, you know, he's on board, and I can continue to focus on getting. I will nail down the branding, you know, and the Vista and the logo, and it'll get done.
And if, for instance, because you've been for quite some time looking for that producer, for someone that's going to make your cigars, make your blend.
You know, it's like I come to meeting you and developing that trust relationship. That's big for me, because I have to know that person is, you know, in it for the best of my. You know, I'm just like anybody else. We all want to succeed.
Do you have any idea how long it will be the process of designing and printing?
I do not know how long it takes. I don't know. I've talked to a few companies. Yes, the way they told me they could print them as soon as possible. Whether they're any good or not.
No. In the perfect scenario, printing is 90 days.
Okay.
And with the people that I print, it's not happening in 90 days. They're like 4 months right now.
I will have to admit, your.
But just think about that: 4 months of printing and designer. If you want to do it right, they're not machines. They're not like they go, okay, I'm going to sit down a whole month and get your stuff done.
Right.
No, they go and touch it, go work on another project, come back, touch another project, come back. So it can be another 4 months.
It's okay. It's okay. Look, I've put the time and the work in for 10 years. Waiting another 6 months is not going to bother me one bit. And so, and I told my wife, I said, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right. I'll go down and meet Yanko and develop that relationship, and we'll do it the right way.
It's not difficult because you want 2 vitolas, 2 sizes, and that's good. That's good that you want to test, you know, getting into the industry with 2 sizes, and you getting the most popular sizes, the Robusto and todo.
That's just what I've found in the people that I've talked to and that have gotten cigars from me. They want that Robusto or that Toro. That's what they want. You know, I love the bigger Coronas and double Coronas sometimes. If I'm out all day, I don't mind a smoker, double Corona.
I find myself coughing a lot because of the Dominican Republic in this cigar.
I did not know, though. I'm glad you told me. I did not know the Dominican had that real salty. Yeah.
And Esteli too.
Really?
Esteli has. So I try to be really careful when we're going to use Esteli. Really careful. And usually when we use Esteli, it's in a cigar that we're trying to make it full body, want to make it strong.
Mm-hmm.
You can accomplish that with Umetepe, you can accomplish that with Condega, But if you want like really someone that's been smoking for 30 years,
Right.
and they want something like, you put Esteli. The secret with Esteli is it has to be really well fermented. It's not like other tobaccos that you can get away with less fermentation and it still be okay.
Right.
Esteli needs a lot of fermentation. Not to be harsh, not to be salty, not to dry your mouth.
Now, which one of those tobaccos would have your best strength of those fillers?
On those are Dominican.
Okay. So that's what I would guess.
But again, you want to sacrifice taste and flavor for strength.
Yeah.
So on your cigars, what you have tried besides the Sobrino in here on my cigar? Yesterday I had a Connecticut. No, Robusta Connecticut.
Yeah. Your Toro. Those are the two that I ordered. And I think that's it. And the Sobrino.
How you like the Toro?
Oh, I love both of those. Yes. As you said, the Sobrino was stronger. It's more of a
Flavorful.
yes.
You want your Toro similar to the profile in Maceda's Toro or similar to the profile on the Sobrino?
The Toro.
Toro.
Yes.
So there's no secret that in my Toro, it's mostly Humetepe and Condega.
Humetepe and what? What was
And
it?
Condega.
Condega.
Humetepe and Condega. Humetepe and Condega. Now, not just knowing that it's Humetepe and Condega, the cigar can come out many different ways.
Right.
Because, yes, on two regions, they got ligeros, visos, seco, volado, different parts of the plant.
Right. And you can use different. Yeah. Yeah.
So, depending who's going to be most of your filler in the cigar, if it's most of your filler is going to be Condega or it's going to be Humetepe, the cigars change.
Yeah.
So, you need to spend some time reading a little bit about the two regions because you really like those two regions. And see what would you like to be predominant on your cigar, if the Condega or the Humetepe.
Okay.
I explained to you when we were in the table, in the rollers table, that I don't like Nicaraguan wrapper, neither binder. But base, the base, which is the first leaf they're gonna put on the bunching machine, that first leaf, they put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the base.
Okay.
That base, jalapa, pretty thin seco, the middle of the plant.
Okay.
From jalapa, it's okay. It balances the blend
Okay.
because it's not really a plant that it was grown for to be in the outside, to be a wrapper. It was more of a thin filler.
That seco up there, a certain order.
Nicaragua was seco.
Yeah. Okay. So in a certain order that he's putting those when in the filler.
Yeah. You want seco around and the stronger tobaccos in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So, put that one away and let's light up.
Okay. I'm pretty much done with this one. This was a good cigar.
I'm gonna light up this one.
Okay.
I want you to have the Robusta first. So Dominican, Colombia, it was there. Dominican and Colombia. There was Dominican tobacco in there.
Right.
And Colombia.
Right.
The entire filler is Nicaraguan.
Yeah, I definitely Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper. Absolutely.
That's good. That's good that you're already firm on that. And
Thank you.
and it's good that you get to understand your blend, because if you tell someone, well, I want a cigar and I want it to taste like this, or probably his palate is not the same as yours.
Exactly. The one thing I like about this, even when I first draw on it, is the one thing, the draw is
Yeah.
perfect. The second is I always get a hint of something sweet. You know?
That sweetness is that jalapa base that we're talking about.
Okay.
Because right in the beginning, mostly of what you are trying, it's the binder, the wrapper, and the base. And that base is a sweet jalapa.
This is again. This is good.
That's why I did it on purpose. I had you have one of that, change to this,
Yeah.
so you can go, wow.
Yeah. 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 You hit it on this one. Man, it's almost like a maybe a nutmeg or something, you know?
You know what is that? Umetepe.
Okay.
You spot it. Umetepe is nutmeg. You spot it. That's
Yeah.
what it is. So you already identified that you like Ecuadorian and you like Umetepe.
Umetepe.
So now you can tell anybody, all my cigars needs to have Umetepe.
Yeah.
If you want it to be strong, use a pretty biso Umetepe, kind of tending to be a ligero, right? Top of the plant. If you want it to be a more medium, mild to medium, use seco from Umetepe. Make as much of the filler seco from Umetepe.
So good, man.
Guys, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. Don't fool yourself. You gotta get on the road. You gotta get on the road. Come to Tampa to Ybor. If you're really truly honest about your strong desire of starting your own brand, you need to put the work. It will never feel secure. It's a pretty insecure journey. It's a pretty insecure journey. And we are blessed that here at Tabanero or hand rolls, hand roll cigars, Ulysses and Osmar, he also does this type of work with people. When someone approach me, if I see that someone is really serious about it, I spend the time. Because the only way for this industry to continue is to a little bit, somehow give back. if we don't allow new brands to come into the industry, it will always be the same brand, and I don't think it's fair. I think everybody can, every passionate individual who enjoy this cigars lifestyle, if they have any intentions to get into it, I believe our responsibility as a brand owner, cigar producer, that's just to give them a push, give them a help, you know. And capitalism is based in competition, so I wish him all the success, and hopefully someday even have his brand on my shops. What is your name again? Can you tell the name too?
Perfect Game will be, it kind of evolved. It was Luego Perfecto.
And, Perfect Game. That's the name of the brand.
Exactly.
His name is Jeff
Fannin.
Jeff Fannin. Jeff, where are you from originally?
I'm from Kentucky. I'm originally from Moorhead, but right now I live in Lexington. I live in Bourbon Country.
All right.
You know, so it's I grew up around bourbon and the whiskeys, and I started smoking cigars probably 20 years ago.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
And I've always gravitated, as we talked about, we gravitated toward. I had Cuban cigars. Buddies always had Cuban cigars. Like, man, some great cigars, and and with the embargo, things like that, I kind of went to Nicaragua. So it had that similar profile, and then I kind of grew into the Habano seed, following that, and here I am, liking these Ecuadorian wrappers. And if nobody has tried this fine cigar, Robusto, they need to.
It was Cigar Talk favorite cigar of the year. He's a blogger from Texas, Abilene, Texas, and he surprised me. He made me to pay more attention to my Robusto. He says, Yanko, all your cigars are good, but this is my favorite.
I like the Connecticut too. Yesterday, it very creamy, but this just has that. Like I said, as soon as I lit it up, has that sweet nutmeg.
And my brand is a good example of having basically similar tobaccos inside, but they're blend differently.
Right.
So even that have a similar taste, it's not that you're gonna grab any cigar in there and it will be the same cigar, just a different size. And customers, even sometimes a new customer comes in, and someone is sitting here, and they go, "These are all the same," and my clients go, "No, no, no, no. They're all different. They're made by the same brand, the same company, but they're all different. Choose whatever, and you will experiment a different profile."
Yeah, if I had to point somebody right now, it would be this and the Toro. If they want the lighter, go to the Connecticut. But this is probably my favorite. Very, very different from what we tried, the rolled up front.
Yep.
Very different.
And again, it wasn't a bad cigar.
No, it's a great cigar.
It was a different cigar, and it even had a little bit of complexity because the amount of different things it had inside. But this is a lot cleaner, taking consideration that was just done.
Yep.
This one has almost a year. That makes a huge difference.
Right. And there's not many cigars that you can, as soon as you light up, you're like, wow, you don't get that.
So 2 sizes, 20 count boxes, Ecuadorian, Umetepe, you're not really into miles, you're more into mild to medium, and it makes
Correct.
sense because it's going to be enjoyed with a good bourbon, a good whiskey,
Yep.
and then the total medium to full. So you will use a strong biso, which is a leaf after the top. The top, the crown is ligero, and then the second is biso.
So,
They're still strong, but not as strong as the top. When you do retrohale, it's not
Yeah.
harsh to your nose.
yeah, as I said, some of the Dominicans, when you do that retro hell, it'll really, really burn you.
So, with this visit to Tampa,
Right.
meeting with me, we're gonna go in a little bit to the warehouse so you can see the rest of the cigars. I'm gonna show you around. We couldn't do it yesterday. You feel comfortable to pull the trigger?
Pardon?
You feel comfortable to pull the trigger with a designer, with labels?
Yes. Yes.
Because having everything lined up, it's almost impossible. You need to start somewhere.
Right.
So you need to work on your design, that you are proud of it, that when you show it to your friends, everybody will go, wow. Hopefully by the time there's printing done, we probably already have more than samples.
Okay.
In a sense that we can even send some cigars already made from Nicaragua, and which are samples, put the labels here, send them to you, that you can share with your friends.
Okay.
Look, this is going to be the future production.
Okay.
But we need to have art, we need to have labels, we need to...
Exactly. Yeah, that's my main goal.
And-
We get
and-
back is
And you have to understand that that also motivates me to keep going forward.
right.
You understand?
Right. Absolutely.
Because that makes me feel that you're serious about it.
right.
I get that a lot. People come to me and they go, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I go, well, where are you at? And now I have learned with you, and thank you, I appreciate it. That many people are in the same boat. They want to have everything tight, everything set to say, okay, let's go. You gotta have a lot of faith. You gotta. If you decided that you're going into cigar, you jump on that bicycle when you were a kid, and it wasn't guaranteed
No.
that we're just gonna
A lot of falling, a lot of failing.
falling,
You know.
failing. So when you do those labels, when you do your art, it's gonna be shipped to Nicaragua. It's gonna be secured. Little by little, you will learn that I'm a pretty transparent individual. That I have the many reviews that I have with this business because my practice of business, how I am.
Right.
You know, and you have to trust the process. It will give me a lot of inspiration seeing you moving forward with things that they needed in the brand. You already got in touch with some of the designers. I'll tell you hints of each one's how they work, what you can expect from them. You have to decide which one, and your label. You take some of my labels, and that will give you the size because they're always going to ask you, well, which size? You tell them this,
Right.
3.25, that I can use for a Robusto, for a Toro, for a 54, for a 58. They're going to ask you if you want foil, if you want metallic ink,
Embossing.
if you want both.
Yeah.
You know, you need to have embossing. You need to have metallic inks or foil because a label tells a story. When people are looking at the label, they let go of their imagination. They're thinking. When people hold a cigar, they like to feel the
Yeah.
label.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people new in the industry, they think the label is not really needed, that they can be minimalistic, millennial. If you want a brand that is going to be here for the next 100 years, I think you got to do it right.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the first thing. I've even sat down and said, "Hey, what's the first thing when you walk into a cigar shop? What are you doing?" Oh, I mean, I love to look at the different labels. You know, I love to feel the edges and the ridges, you know, of a label.
Sometimes a cigar, the appearance of the cigar. I'm not talking about taste or how it burns. We're talking about just the appearance of the cigar.
Right.
Sometimes the label hides so much of that because they did such a beautiful job with the label that you not even see that it has two lines because it wasn't turned when they were pressing. You not even see that it has a little bit of soft spots. Once you buy the cigar, you light up, you start experimenting those issues, you know. But what I'm saying is how powerful is a good label. Sometimes it's not a perfect cigar, but it's well constructed, and it's not perfect on the appearance, and it tastes good, it tastes amazing, and this is no secret. This is no secret. You can say out loud, the best cigars, one of the best cigars out there, it's Padron.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh.
Now, we both agree that the appearance of Padron is not the best.
Yeah.
They
Very
look
simple.
rough. They look, you know, not the art. I'm saying
The texture of the cigar.
texture.
Yeah. Always been something that I've. Yeah.
You know, and he not even used cellophane to kind of hide it a little bit. He puts it out there. My cigars are the best. They don't. They're not the best looking, but they're. But he can get away with that because he has built, you know, a reputation of making amazing cigars for so many years. We can't. We got to do it all right.
Yeah.
We got to do a beautiful art, a beautiful appearance, and after that, after the person kind of falling in love with it and he lights up, he goes, wow. You know, it's everything. It's not just looks.
Absolutely.
Because we only going to have one first impression. One. I said yesterday that I was going to share with you about magazines. This is something that you can think about it in the future. Because my business, it was since the get-go, since the beginning, it was designed to be a store. I really never thought about wholesaling my product. So I said, well, advertising in a magazine for a store, I don't know. I think someone told me that to advertise a store, you need to do it in a 1 mile round radius.
Right.
That any money on a magazine or something that is far from here will be wasting my money. But now that I started doing wholesale, because I'm manufacturing in Nicaragua, I'm doing a lot more cigars. We have a wholesale list of already 20 stores, but really from those 20 stores are only 10 keep repeating their cigars.
Right.
We got to the conclusion that it's because someone on those stores, they really like our brand. Someone on those stores are pushing our brand. But what about the other 10? The other 10, they don't keep repeating for many things. But one can be because the person that is at the counter, he's probably just taking care of the counter, or he doesn't like our cigars,
Right.
Because
Right.
this is a personal preference. Or because we don't have a sales rep going every week to that store, reminding that the product is on the shelf, they're not pushing the product. So how can we stay on customer faces that that product exists through magazines?
Yeah.
And I got from many people in Nicaragua that don't waste your money on the magazine, this and that, that's throwing your money away. That's not true, because when the magazines got here, they only last 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they're all gone.
Yeah.
People take it home.
Right.
So I bet when they're going through the magazine, they're gonna see your ad.
Absolutely. For sure.
So I changed my entire opinion about magazines. So we're ready to start doing one magazine. Because there's like 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, there's a few everybody likes to look at.
Yeah, and I have learned little by little that Facebook, it has a demographic. Instagram has another demographic. And TikTok has another demographic. Well, it happens to be that the ones in Facebook, they use it a lot to be in touch with family. With family, these individuals are the ones who believe on what we are doing, and they're the ones supporting more the brand. Well, it happens too that these individuals, they read magazines.
Yeah.
They look magazines.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a few hints for the near future.
Right. Right.
And yes, 6 issues in a magazine is still around $50,000 a year. And I don't think paying for 6 issues in the magazine, you will actually physically see or tangible see the return in 1 year. I think this is a long haul. Like Coca-Cola did it, like Pepsi has done it, like any brand is a long haul. It's another manager, general manager in your store that you're paying, but it's actually a magazine. And it went up. Now, you know, it's a reality that in the beginning I couldn't do a magazine. It was impossible to do a magazine.
That's totally understandable. I mean,
I would buy
couldn't either.
tobacco, or I would do a magazine ad.
Everything is, it's like inflation. Everything has it's gone up. And
Can you share a little bit about your last experience with the guys in the Dominican Republic? That they were going to do some blends for you. How was that experience?
It was okay.
It was someone that you met in a store, or someone that
I met online. They were
You did some
they had
research?
some cigars, yeah, that they were.
they
I
were.
don't know if you would call it a private label, but they made some samples for me. I told them kind of what I wanted, what I liked, and again, Ecuador and Habano. See, that's and they were good, but they were very, very similar to what.
Did the mild and the medium, or
Most of them were pretty mild.
the most were pretty mild?
Yeah, there wasn't much strength to them.
Yeah, so that can kind of give me a hint that it was basically bundle cigars.
Right.
Because most of the bundle cigars are mild cigars.
Yeah.
You can be spending money of putting good strength tobacco on a bundle cigar.
No, they were no way bad. They were good cigars. They just
No. When I say bundle, I don't mean
Yeah.
that they were bad. It's just that it's an everyday cigar.
Yeah.
It's like going fishing,
Right.
cutting the grass, playing golf. That's what I mean by a bundle.
Yeah.
They can be really bad bundles or good bundles. So what you didn't like was that they all taste the same, and they were pretty clear about what was the blend, what was
Yes.
in the blend.
Yeah, I really didn't get a clear answer of what was in them, where they're coming from.
Do you remember spotting any of the hints, the flavors that you got on that first cigar, on those cigars, like the salty, like the?
No, I did not get much of the saltiness. I didn't the dryness.
No?
Yeah, I didn't get much of that.
Do you think it had Dominican tobacco inside?
I do not. I do not.
That's a shame because, or probably the guy said that yes, that he can do it, and really what he was trying to do is move cigars, sell the cigars that he had.
Yeah, I mean, he's not as transparent as you are.
Gotcha. Well, you met him online.
Yeah.
You didn't really met in person, or?
And it's you try to find somebody that's well established, very knowledgeable. I'm as I'm gonna call myself a perfectionist. My wife likes to tell me a perfectionist.
Yeah.
But maybe you can see it that way. But I'm very, very picky.
We have changed. We have changed the world.
Yes.
People like us.
The character, integrity of somebody is very, very important to me.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that sometimes, because I have friends like that, and they're pretty analytic. They calculate a lot of risk, and not all of them. There's always an exception, because I'm like that. I'm analytic. I'm perfectionist, but I take the risk. I like to take risks. I don't gamble. I don't do any of that stuff. And I go, why I'm not attracted to those things? And I realize, because of that hype, that drive, I experience every day in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Taking risk on this, So even that I'm a perfectionist, analytic, I know I have to take risks. I have to take risks in many things, and I give the person a chance. I go, okay, you say you're gonna do this? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
You don't do it? That's it. That's the last business we do.
Right.
Simple as that.
Yep.
Don't come back telling me, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, fine. I forgive you. Fine, but we don't do any more business.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
I learned that in business there can be like a medium trust, or you don't do it because you don't trust the person, or you give them your trust and give them a chance.
Well, as we talked about yesterday, I've had a lot of ventures. I put a lot of trust in some people, and it's not always gone the way that I wanted it to go. So I decided.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
To you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey. I decided that this is the best route. Coming down and meeting you.
Yeah.
You're super knowledgeable. You've
You've been in touch with me for quite some time.
yeah. I know I was pretty persistent.
And I said, well, this guy is serious about it, because many people, they just talk to you for about a week. They see that I'm pretty busy and they just fade away.
Yeah.
And I go, thank you, because they were not real about what they want to do. They just saw me on a video and they said, man, this guy looks cool. He probably can help me out with my brand. Well, how serious are you about your brand? And it's a difficult industry. Why is it a difficult industry? Because there's not a lot of information out there.
Yeah. And some people you talk to, they want to. It's like they want to discourage you from getting into the industry, and that bothers me.
I guess once, because they're truly really busy.
Oh, I'm sure.
And others because they're struggling so much. They're really struggling so much.
Right.
They put an image like, they got the world on their hands, but really they're struggling a lot.
Yes.
And they go, you know what? Not even get into it.
Right.
You're not gonna get that from me, because I'm really enjoying my life. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. We are successful. We not big. We are a speck in the industry.
And you could see that, in your videos or your, the things that you do. I mean, you see it in your boxes, your labels.
Yeah.
It's when you first sent me that box, I was like, wow, you you put some time, you put some effort.
And sometimes I ask myself why I'm getting into more things around the industry, like studying the box shop in Nicaragua. And I think it's because I want to keep cultivating the love that I have for this industry. Many people approach me and go, hey, Yanko, there's good money right now on this. You want to invest a little bit of money? No, I'm in cigars.
Yeah.
No, I'm in cigars.
Yeah.
No, that time of my life is over.
Yeah.
It's over. Whatever money I'm going to invest again, it has to do with cigars.
Right. Well, that's a choice. I from where I'm from is we do a lot of bourbons. We taste a lot of different bourbons. We have a group of guys that we get together, and we taste different. bourbons. You know, we enjoy doing that. I've kind of converted them to cigars. You know, they want to know what I'm doing. What are you smoking? You know, and just like, you know, this Robusto, I had a friend back home. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm telling him where I'm going, and he's like, "Oh man, I'd love to bring me some back." So, and I love sitting down when they're actually interested.
One second, Nancy.
Sure.
Nancy, amor, un favor. Tráeme la botella que tengo ahí arriba del counter, por favor. Una botella que hay ahí arriba. Y cuando pueda, dame un cafecito, por favor. Gracias, Nancy. I just want to show off your gift, man.
Yeah.
I just want to show off. I heard about this in the past from really cultured people in the industry.
Right.
They said Eagle Rare. So I'm going to be fortunate enough, thanks to Jeff, to try it. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is my first. I know how whiskey before.
Right.
But bourbon, I think this is going to be my first bourbon.
Okay. Okay.
So thank you very much.
You're very
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you.
You're very welcome. Again, this is something that everybody in Kentucky, it's a staple.
This is staple.
People love Eagle Rare. It's not a super. It's allocated. It's not like super sophisticated or hard to get. If you know the right people, you can get it for a good price. The secondary is.
As Steve mentioned, because it's not a really strong bourbon.
Right.
You get to experience more different tones in the bourbon.
That's what I wanted to bring you. I didn't want to bring you as something that's going to be really powerful, hot.
No.
You'll notice a lot of wood in this, a lot of earthy wood tones. But it's a good. It's from Buffalo Trace Distillery. And my buddies that see this, they'll know.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
And we'll continue. We'll you know, if you like that, we'll continue down the road. You know, bringing you different things. There was one I was going to bring you, an E.H. Taylor. It's very hard to get, especially down here. But I think that would be that's the very first starter.
Thank you. I'm gonna have my coffee, and then I show you around here instead of the walk-in humidor. We go over the cigars, and then we go to the warehouse.
Okay.
That's fine with you?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Guys, so stay tuned. It's been a pretty long Sunday live. My name is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. Again, the only reason why God has put us on earth, don't get confused, is to serve others. So do it with the best of you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to have my coffee now. Gracias, amor. Páralo ahí, Karencita.